What's going on, guys? I'm SuperRebel, and today I'm going to be talking about the possibility of a Saints Row 5 being in the makings. But before I do get into the video, I want to know from you guys, is Saints Row 5 something that you guys will like to see? If it is, go ahead and like the video, or if it's not and you feel they should probably just quit this series now, then go ahead and dislike the video. But anyway, let's just jump right into the video. Now, I know a lot of people have been speculating about a Saints Row 5 for about a year now, ever since they did tease Get Outta Hell. Now, if you aren't aware about that game, basically it was like a add-on, I guess you could say, or DLC for Saints Row 4, but it more or less came as a completely new thing, but not a completely new game, if you know what I mean. But you still was able to physically go and pick it up in a case and stuff, so I don't really know if you would count that as a new game, but like I said, it was more or less an add-on. Nothing was very great about it and different compared to Saints Row 4, besides the story and just other pointless shit. Now, there is actually a huge possibility though that Saints Row 5 is in the making, and the main reason behind this is basically just following the pattern that they have been going in. Now, basically, Saints Row the original did release in 2006, and then Saints Row 2 released in 2008, which of course is a 2-year gap, but then there was a 3-year gap for Saints Row the 3rd, which was released in 2011, and then again it goes back to the 2-year pattern where Saints Row 4 was released in 2013, and then Get Outta Hell, which of course was this year. But basically, if this is the pattern they are following, then right about now seems like the perfect time for them to go ahead and announce Saints Row 5, which of course will now be released next year, because then it does also follow that 3-year pattern in between Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 3. Now, this is very interesting stuff. I generally think it's in the making. They have been super quiet about it though, but they definitely know a lot of people want this to happen. Now, if this is going to happen, there are definitely a lot of things I do not want to see in the game. And first of all, that is just it being completely futuristic and just a ton of shit like Saints Row 4. Some of you guys might have enjoyed that game. Personally though, in my experience, I didn't like it. I just feel they completely screwed up the series, and it was pretty much the same with Saints Row the 3rd as well. It's safe to say, and I know a lot of you guys are going to agree with me, that Saints Row 2 was one of the best Saints Row games to ever be released. And if Saints Row 5 is happening next year, then I want it to have a lot of similarities with Saints Row 2, because that game was very fun and it wasn't dull as well compared to Saints Row 4 and Saints Row 3. Those games were really dull in my opinion, but Saints Row 2 was just great. I mean, it had everything you wanted to do. It was basically very stupid but very fun at the same time, and it all in all gave the gamer a great experience. There were a ton of fun mini games as well, and my favorite thing was basically when you was the cop and you had that cameraman with you, and basically you just had to do a bunch of crazy stuff. That was really fun in my opinion, and the recent Saints Row games just really lacked in that, and it did suck. So Saints Row 5, if you're happening, please be like Saints Row 2. I know a lot of people want this as well. Do not go to your futuristic stuff. I think it's safe to say everyone wants to move away from that time now, because it just wasn't fun. But that about wraps up this video. It might have been short, but I know a lot of people are starting to give up on their hopes about a Saints Row 5. But like I said, following the pattern they are going in, it seems very likely. And to be honest with you guys though, this might just be the last Saints Row game of the series, because I feel it is dying anyway. As someone who has played the game, there's not really much to continue about it. So Saints Row 5 could possibly be the last game of the series, but if that is the case as well, they really need to make it unique and fun for a load of gamers that you could just go ahead and play back after a year or two as well, and still have the same amount of fun as you did when you first played the game. But that about wraps up the video. Let me know some of the things you would like to see in Saints Row 5. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. But till then, adios amigos.